biggest retirement risk is not dying too soon, but living too long. Today is not unusual for people to live into their late 80s or even 90s. And that means retirement is no longer a 10-year phase of life. For many people, retirement could last 25 to 35 years. That is a long time for your money to keep working. And yet, I sit down with people all the time who have done almost everything right. They worked hard, they saved, they contributed to their 401k, they stayed out of debt, they paid off their house, and they still have the same fear in the back of their mind. What if I run out of money? Honestly, that fear is valid, because retirement today is more complicated than it was for your parents. Pensions are disappearing, healthcare costs keep rising. Markets are more unpredictable. People are living longer. And one bad sequence of events in early years of retirement can change everything. Hi, I'm Michael Larson, and I have spent years helping families protect their retirement income, especially people who have done a good job saving but are not sure how to turn savings into a paycheck they can count on for life. Today, I want to walk you through a simple step-by-step plan to help avoid running out of money in retirement. Not a sales pitch, not complicated Wall Street language, just a practical, family-first approach to protecting what you've worked so hard to build. Step number 1, understanding that retirement is about income, not just savings. A lot of people focus on one number. How much do I need to retire? Maybe they think they need $500,000. Maybe they think they need $1 million. But retirement is not really about how much money you have. It is about how much income your money can safely produce. Because if you retire with $500,000 and take too much out too fast, that money can disappear much sooner than you think. For example, let's say someone retires at age 65 with $500,000 saved. If they take out $5,000 a month, that's $60,000 a year. Without growth, that money would only last a little over 8 years. Of course, some of that money will still be invested and continue growing, but this is where many people get surprised, because markets do not go up every year. If a market drops while you're taking withdrawals, you can create permanent damage to your portfolio. That is why the first step is to stop thinking only in terms of how much do I have, and instead start asking, how much reliable income can this create? Step number 2, separate your money into different buckets. One of the biggest mistakes retirees make is treating all of their money the same. But not all money has the same job. Some money needs to be safe. Some money can stay invested for growth. I often tell people to think of retirement money in 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, emergency and cash reserve. This is the money for unexpected expenses, car repairs, home repairs, medical bills, helping family. You do not want to pull money out of the market during a bad year just because your furnace broke. A good rule is to keep 6 months to 2 years of expenses in cash or very safe savings. Bucket number 2, income and protection. This is the money that must be there no matter what. Mortgage payments, if you still have one, utilities, groceries, insurance, basic living expenses. This is the money that should not be exposed to major market swings. For many people, this is where products like pensions, Social Security, and certain annuity strategies come into play. An annuity is not designed to make you rich. It is designed to make sure you're not becoming poor. It is a tool for creating dependable lifetime income, and for some people, using part of their retirement savings to create a guaranteed income stream can take a huge amount of stress off of their shoulders. Bucket number 3, growth money. This is money that can stay invested for long-term growth. This bucket can handle more risk because you may not need it right away. This is where you keep stocks, mutual funds, or other long-term investments. The key is this. Your growth money should not be responsible for paying next month's electric bill. That way, if the market drops, you're not forced to sell investments at the worst possible time. Step number 3, protect yourself from a sequence of returns risk. This is one of the most important retirement concepts that nobody talks about. It is called sequence of returns risk, and it simply means this. If the market drops early in retirement while you're taking withdrawals, it can permanently reduce how long your money lasts. Here's an example. Two retirees both have $500,000. Both average the same return over 20 years. But one experiences market losses in the first few years of retirement. The other experiences those losses later. Even if the average return is the same, the person who got hit early may run out of money much faster. Why? Because they were withdrawing money while their account balance is already falling. That creates a double hit. This is why you cannot simply assume the market will always recover in time. If you are retired, time really matters. You may not have 10 or 15 years to wait for a recovery. That is why protecting the early years of retirement is so very important. Step number 4, create a reliable income floor. One of the smartest things you can do in retirement is create an income floor. An income floor means having enough guaranteed income coming in each month to cover your essential expenses. That way, no matter what the market does, your basic lifestyle is protected. And for many people, this income floor may include Social Security, pension income, rental income, annuity income, and other guaranteed sources. The goal is simple. Cover your essential monthly expenses with reliable income you cannot outlive. If your housing, food insurance, utilities, and healthcare are covered, then market volatility becomes much less scary. You sleep better, you worry less, and you are less likely to make emotional decisions when the market goes down. That is one reason why many retirees eventually move some money out of the market and into guaranteed income tools. Because they realize retirement is not just about getting the highest return, it is about creating stability. You want to enjoy retirement, not spend every day watching the stock market and wondering if you're still okay. Step number 5, plan for healthcare before it becomes a problem. Healthcare is one of the biggest reasons people run out of money in retirement. And unfortunately, many people underestimate how expensive it can be. Even if you have Medicare, there are still deductibles, co-payments, prescriptions, dental work, vision care, hearing aids, and long-term care expenses that can create major financial stress. One serious illness can wipe out tens of thousands of dollars. That is why healthcare planning is not optional. It's essential. You need to understand what Medicare does and does not cover. Whether you need supplemental coverage, your prescription costs, your maximum out-of-pocket exposure, whether you need long-term care planning. A lot of people think they are fully covered, only to discover later they have huge gaps. And once those gaps disappear, it is often too late to fix them cheaply. Planning ahead can protect both health and your retirement savings. Step number 6, reduce unnecessary risk. When you are younger, taking risks makes sense. You have time to recover. But retirement is different. At this stage of life, you are not trying to hit a home run. You are trying to protect what you already have built. And that does not mean you should keep all your money in cash. Inflation is real, and you still need growth. But it does mean you should ask yourself an important question. How much risk do I really need to take? Many retirees are still investing like they are 45 years old. They are taking stock market risks they do not need. They are chasing returns because they are afraid of missing out. Sometimes the smarter move is not making more. It is losing less, because when you avoid big losses, your money lasts much longer. Step number 7, review your plan every year. Retirement planning is not a one-time decision. It is an ongoing process. Your expenses change. Your health changes. Tax laws change. Markets change. That is why it is important to review your plan every year. Ask yourself, has my income changed? Has my risk tolerance changed? Have my expenses increased? Am I withdrawing too much? Do I still have enough protection? Retirement is not something you set and forget. It is something you manage carefully over time. At the end of the day, running out of money in retirement is not usually caused by one giant mistake. It is usually caused by a series of smaller mistakes. Too much risk, too much withdrawal, not enough planning, not enough protection. The good news is that these problems, they can be solved. You do not need to be rich. You do not need millions of dollars. You just need a smarter strategy. One that protects your essentials, creates reliable income, manages risks, and helps your money last as long as you do. Because retirement should not feel like fear. It should feel like freedom. And if you have saved $250 or $500,000 or more, you are not completely sure your current plan will last, it may be time to get a second opinion. It's not a sales pitch, not pressure, just clear conversation about where you are and where the risks are and how to protect your future.